I'm about to expose the dark hacks that YouTubers are using to blow up their channels fast so that you can use them yourself and shortcut your way to 1,000, 10,000, or 100,000 subscribers. Just like I did, taking this channel from 0 to almost 50,000 subscribers just last year. Now, every big YouTuber uses dark psychology to hook your attention and make you click. And I'm about to show you 3 of the most powerful tricks to hook and retain your viewers. But be warned, if you use these, your channel will start to grow exponentially faster. And as this video goes on, these tips will get increasingly more effective. And after working behind the scenes for some of the biggest YouTubers like Eric, Ty Lopez, and Fearless and Far, I have seen how YouTubers use these firsthand, and now I'm giving them all away to you for free because I'm on a mission to take over 1,000 people to over 100,000 subscribers. Now, I want you to take a look at these 2 videos. One of them is much better than the other due to one psychology hack that humans can't resist: curiosity. You see, the human brain works like this. When we have a question, our curiosity rises and we feel the need to answer it. When we learn an answer, the loop closes and our brains get a hit of dopamine. But when that loop remains unclosed, we feel this feeling of dissatisfaction and an urge to know the answer. This is called a curiosity gap. And if you use them in your thumbnails, the amount of people who will click on your videos will go up by a ton, leading to you getting more views, subscribers, and money. It works like this. You see, in every thumbnail, you need to make an image that generates a ton of curiosity. And there are 3 main ways to do this. The first is text. You can write something that goes against your viewers' common beliefs or promises that they will learn something new. For example, in this thumbnail, he has the text start with 0, which makes the viewer wonder, how do I make 6 figures from $0? The next way that you can do this is blurring out the result of the video. On this video, I blurred out the result of how much money I made in my 30-day challenge. This created the question in my viewer's mind, how much did he make? The third is the action thumbnail. And this is you showing an action that people are curious about how it works. For example, this thumbnail makes people wonder, what weapons are there and how effective are they? I mean, just looking at it makes me want to click. But there's one more thumbnail hack that the best YouTubers use to force you to click. And it is so powerful that it has been used for hundreds of years to make people fall in love with pictures. It was used by Picasso, Dali, and Vincent van Gogh. But now YouTubers have stolen it and are using it to get millions of views on their videos. And once you understand it, you'll be able to direct your viewers' attention exactly where you want it, which will allow you to get more views and blow up your videos. It works like this. So to have proper thumbnails, you need to use lines correctly. So if we look at the best thumbnails on YouTube, what do they all have in common? Well, they all use something called leading lines. And this is something that all of the great artists from the past have done. Picasso, Monet, Dali, all of those guys use this in their paintings to focus your attention on certain parts of an image. And YouTubers do this too. So here's how it looks. What we can see on this first Mr. Beast thumbnail is we can see that we have a couple areas of focus, right? So we have a couple like lines. The first one is right here. Then we have this line right here. So those are the main 2 lines. Everything else is kind of separated, right? We have a little line right here, but that's not really even like a line. Where do these point? Well, you'll notice they point right at Mr. Beast. They point right directly to the man himself. Now, that is the main focus of this image, and that is exactly what Mr. Beast viewers are looking for when they're on the homepage. They're looking for thumbnails that point right to Mr. Beast's face because that's what everyone clicks on, right? Same thing with this one, right? Surviving 7 days in the forest. All of these trees, you'll notice that this is a top-down shot, and you can see this in action perfectly. So you have Mr. Beast right in the middle. You can literally see the lines from the trees. Where do these all go? Right back to Mr. Beast. Now, this is a very obvious example, but everything points directly back to Mr. Beast. And on his most recent video, he does this on every single video. You have a couple lines. So we have this one, this one, this one. Then we have this one, this one, this one. And that's pretty much it. We also have one down here. We have a couple more down here, but that's the main lines, right? We have one here. So now what we're seeing is we actually are directing attention to 2 places. So for one, what we're directing attention to, and you can actually see this part is like curved a little bit. We're directing attention to the mummy's face because that's a point of focus. Then what we're also doing is directing a lot of attention, of course, back to Jimmy, right? So everything is pointing back to Jimmy or it's pointing to the mummy. Boom. Extremely good design. It tells the viewer exactly where to direct their attention in the thumbnail so that they don't even have to think about it. All of the hard work is done for them. And if you do this in your own thumbnails, you will start to get more views because viewers will naturally be attracted to your image. All right, let's say we have a thumbnail here. So what we're gonna have is we're going to have a floor, right? We're going to have a floor, boom. And then we're gonna have someone's face on the floor. So let's say your face is here. and then your body is here, right? And you are looking extremely happy. So now we have you on the floor, and then we can have lines going up on the floor towards your face. So the difference between this and this is so big because we have all of our attention being focused right on the face. And that is how you make an extremely eye-catching thumbnail. Now, there's a secret hack that YouTubers are using to get way more clicks on their videos. And it's so powerful that this can be the difference between your video blowing up or getting lost in the YouTube algorithm forever. And I actually learned it at a private $3,000 event with Mr. Beast. It's called Autoplay optimization. Now, most small YouTubers think that their thumbnail and title is the only thing that determines their click-through rate, or the amount of people that actually click on your videos. But this isn't true. And if you look closely when you are about to click on a video, you will see this happen. The video starts to autoplay, and a surprisingly high amount of viewers actually use this autoplay feature to decide whether or not they are going to click on your video. But if you look closely at many of the smartest creators' content, they do something that 99% of smaller YouTubers ignore. They actually match the first frame of the thumbnail with the video. They do this because of human psychology. If a thumbnail catches the viewer's attention enough to hover over a video, if the start of the video meets their expectations, they are much more likely to click. And the easiest way to meet expectations is literally match the thumbnail to the first frame. And once you start to see this, you literally cannot unsee it. And if you're currently not doing this, you're missing out on a ton of potential viewers in your videos. But once you get the click, there is a trick that will keep your viewers on your video like a magnet. And once you understand it, your retention graphs will go from this to this. It takes advantage of a concept called an open loop. And right now, you are currently inside of one. It's a mind trick where you intentionally open a question inside your viewer's subconscious. And it starts in your intros. In the second line of your intro, you always make a viewer ask a question. For example, in this video, I said, "Now every big YouTuber uses dark psychology to hook your attention and make you click," which makes you ask the question, what are these dark psychology hacks? And this opens up that question and answer loop in your brain so that you want to know the answer, which makes your viewer stay past 30 seconds. But this doesn't just happen in your intros. I actually intentionally open a loop 9 times in my video scripts. And if you want more views, subscribers, and money, you probably should be too. So in the next 1 to 2 minutes, I'm gonna walk you through exactly how I do this, how you can too, and how to structure your scripts in the right way so that you keep viewers watching. All right, so here's my scripting template. Basically, how I structure videos is I have 3 acts. So I have act 1, and then I have an open loop, a payoff, an open loop, a payoff, an open loop, and then a payoff. Then I do a CTA, depending on the video. Then I have act 2. Then I have an open loop, payoff, open loop, payoff, open loop, payoff. Then I have act 3, open loop payoff, open loop payoff, open loop payoff. So basically what I will do is I'll write out 3 topics. So act 1 could be about titles. Act 2 could be about thumbnails. Act 3 could be about editing, right? And then in act 1, what I would do is I would map out the payoffs before I even start the video. So that would be the things that I'm actually talking about. So for thumbnails, I could talk about how to make a thumbnail or how to come up with a thumbnail idea as payoff 1. Number 2 could be how to make a thumbnail. And then number 3 could be how to A/B test your thumbnails, right? So that's our 3 payoffs. Then the open loop is basically a transition that goes between the 2 payoffs in which you open a question that gets answered in the next payoff. So I'm gonna come up with one right on the spot right now. So let's say that we have payoff 1 that talks about how to come up with a thumbnail idea. So I'll say something like, oh, go look at other YouTube videos outside of your niche that have performed well on a similar concept, right? And then in the open loop, how I would structure that is, but understanding how to find a thumbnail concept is just the first step. You really need to know how to actually make that idea come to life. And there's something that I've started doing recently that's allowed me to design extremely good thumbnails without a lot of effort. And it's so easy that you can even do it without knowing Photoshop. So now people are wondering, what is this way that he's designing thumbnails? How is he designing them, right? They have that question in their mind. And then I'll go into the next payoff where I answer how to design a thumbnail and I will show them that exact process, right? So their loop is closed. But then going into payoff 3, I'll open up another loop and I'll constantly be rehooking the viewer, giving them the dopamine on the payoff, rehooking them, giving them the dopamine on the next payoff. And that will hook your viewers and keep them watching. And that is exactly how to hook your viewers and make sure that they keep watching. So now that you know how to get the click and keep viewers watching, I'm going to expose the real shortcuts to YouTube growth. And I can guarantee you've probably never heard of any of them. Now, just to premise this, these are not 100% ethical, but they do work. I do not actually use them myself, and I don't recommend that you do either. So if you do decide to go out and take advantage of these, use them at your own risk and be careful. But right now, there are a lot of people exploiting these loopholes. So hopefully after this this video comes out, it might bring some awareness and hopefully some of them get fixed. The first is actually buying pre-monetized channels. There is something called YouTube automation, where you essentially make faceless YouTube videos with the goal of making money on YouTube through AdSense. What a lot of successful YouTube automation guys do is they will actually buy pre-monetized channels from day one, which allows them to instantly start making money and get traction a lot faster because YouTube has more of an incentive to push out their videos because they are able to run ads on them. But doing this doesn't just work for faceless channels. You could technically do this on a personal brand channel as well. And buying these accounts actually does give you a really solid boost in the algorithm. Plus, you'll probably make some decent money before you would be monetized if you did it normally. Now, if your content is bad, this is simply not going to work. But if you're already making good content and just need that extra boost or just kickstart, this would probably help significantly. Now, the next hack is one that I've literally never heard anybody talk about on YouTube, and that is actually buying other people's end screens. What you can do is look for larger YouTube channels within your niche, reach out to them and pay them to place your video as their end screen. You know, like the video that pops up over here when you say, go watch this video next. Now, not only does this get you direct clicks from their subscribers, but it actually makes your video start to get recommended in the sidebar on all of their videos. So if you have a newer channel with low impressions, then your impressions will start to skyrocket after doing this. I'm talking hundreds of thousands or even millions. Now, this is huge for small channels because it basically shortcuts your way to millions of impressions. Then the last hack is buying subscribers, but we all know how that goes, and I would not recommend it to anyone. It will instantly mess up your channel. In fact, I would not recommend doing any of these. I would recommend instead that you learn how to build a real YouTube channel that gets views because of your content. And that's exactly why I made a free YouTube course with over 6+ hours of content, showing you everything that you need to know to go from 0 to over 100,000 subscribers in 2025. Now, we give away everything that you need to grow a massive YouTube channel completely for free. So watch this video next where I show you what you'll learn, how to get access, and how you can use the information inside to blow up your YouTube channel in 2025. Thanks and have a good one.